Hey everyone, I'm DC Rutledge, and this is Two Hard Questions, the show that helps inform the debate over prominent progressive issues by breaking down the how and the why of them without the corporate spin we've grown accustomed to from mainstream media. This week, in our inaugural episode, we'll be taking a look at one of the proposals by America's favorite Democratic Socialist Congresswoman, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Since before she took office, AOC's been making waves in Congress around bold progressive agenda items that she campaigned and was elected on. And, predictably, establishment media, pundits, and politicians on both sides have been losing their collective shit. With the insane amount of attention Fox News is giving her every utterance, it's easy to see that she's touched a conservative nerve.
We may one day elect someone like an Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's one of my greatest fears.
The socialist Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is reported she has extremist views on the border.
The new rock star, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, their Wonder Girl.
Socialist darling Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Democrat darling Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Progressive darling Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
The darling of the socialist left. The media's new Democratic darling.
The Democratic darling.
Alexandria Cortez.
This obsession with trying to point out any minor wording faux pas, or criticizing her wardrobe, or her Breakfast Club dance videos, or any other stupid non-issue as somehow being general disqualifiers, it shows only one thing: fear. One of the big issues they're afraid of is AOC's suggestion of raising the top marginal tax rate to 70%. And that's the issue we're focused on for this week's Two Hard Questions. Let's start with how a 70% top marginal tax rate would benefit the economy. This proposal certainly shocked billionaire Michael Dell in Davos a few weeks ago.
So no, I'm not supportive of that.
Well, Keith,
and I don't think it would help the growth of the U.S. economy.
Oh, that's interesting. And can you say a little bit more about why? Why you don't think it would?
Well, name a country where that's worked, ever.
United States.
Briefly, in the 80s.
No. From about the 1930s through about the 1960s, the tax rate averaged about 70%.
An economist who was also on the same panel promptly said, the United States. And he was exactly right. High top marginal tax rates have worked in the United States from the 1930s to 1980, when the top rate ranged anywhere from 70% to 94%. During that period, we saw the birth and prosperity of the American middle class, arguably one of the greatest economic engines in world history. This was due in no small part to high top marginal rates, which stymied excessive income inequality and encouraged business owners to reinvest that income into their companies and their employees rather than have it taxed away. Similar business and labor investment incentives would no doubt be present with a return to higher top marginal rates. Unlike Trump's tax cuts for the wealthy and corporations, which just allowed his billionaire buddies, Billy Buds, to hoard even more money and corporations to buy back billions in stock. Now let's talk about why raising the top marginal tax rate is supported by the majority of Americans. Recently, billionaire overpriced coffee magnate Howard Schultz responded to AOC's proposal by saying, quote, "I don't think we want a 70% income tax in America." And by we, he was meaning most Americans. Aside from the fact that he's flagrantly conflating a top marginal tax rate that would affect less than 1% of Americans with a ridiculous 70% flat tax on all income levels, this pretentious Billy Bud is wrong about what the American people want as well. Bill Gates, who some view as one of the few benevolent Billy Buds, weighed in on this issue recently as well, saying lawmakers like AOC are, quote, missing the picture by focusing on the top marginal rate. He said the focus should be on increasing overall wealth taxes, capital gains taxes, and estate taxes. To which I have to say, thanks for your concern, Bill, but I still think that you're the one missing the picture. Progressives in Congress are proposing a whole suite of tax hikes on the wealthy, of which AOC's top marginal rate is just the tip of the iceberg. Senator Elizabeth Warren recently proposed a wealth tax of 2% on assets over $50 million, 3% over $1 billion. Senator Bernie Sanders is proposing a 77% estate tax and is currently working on another proposal that would require corporations to make significant investments in their employees before being able to buy back any stock. These tax-the-rich proposals are experiencing a resurgence in popularity unseen since the 1930s, which is unsurprising when you consider that income inequality today in the U.S. is higher than it was at the end of the Gilded Age, which preceded the Great Depression. In short, the reason why a majority of Americans support raising taxes on the very wealthy, as AOC and others have proposed, is because they recognize that income and wealth inequality have eroded the very foundations of our democracy. In our post-Citizens United political landscape, regardless of party affiliation, it's easy to see that with higher and higher concentrations of wealth in the hands of the very few comes political corruption and unrepresentative government. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has history and the American people on her side regarding her tax proposal, and progressives in Congress are just beginning to scratch the surface. But make no mistake, the super rich are going to be complaining loudly as they prepare to get soaked. But I'll let AOC tell you just how many fucks you should give about their complaints.
I think it's 0.
That's what I thought.
Thanks for watching Two Hard Questions. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch every episode. Until next time, peace.